I've got the beast in my sights. Gotcha.
What's up, guys? This is LJ here, Lawrencejame, coming at you from Big Game Hunter, bringing you guys another deck, a deck that I played to Legend. This season I basically bounced between the Paladin control deck that I'm going to show you guys today and the a ramp deck basically that I was running, similar to Strifeco, but kind of my own changes into it. Just a couple changes that I thought were pretty good against the current meta. So that's what I used. I played the Paladin control. I think I didn't track it from before rank 5, but from rank 5 to Legend, I played it I think 9 games and I went 6-3. So it's pretty good. I'm really happy with it. Before that, I was just crushing people, and then I switched over to Druid for a little bit. But like basically from rank 12 to rank 5, I only played this deck by making controls, making changes, and kind of testing the deck out. So I mainly test the deck through there, and then I finished it up to get me to Legend, basically. But it's really good. The thing I love about this deck is it's so good against Miracle Rogue, and it's really good against Handlock, which is two of the most popular decks right now. It's very bad against Zoo, and it's very bad against aggro decks. So I'm sure you guys are looking at it right now, but this is, I'll just run through real quick what it is. 2 Qualities, 2 Argent Protectors, 2 Faerie Dragons, 1 Sword of Justice, 2 Aldor Peacekeepers, 1 Big Game Hunter, 1 Blood Knight, 2 Harvest Golems, 2 Truesilver Champions, 2 Yetis, 1 Twilight Drake, 2 Azure Drakes, 1 Stampeding Kodo, 1 Avenging Wrath, 2 Argent Commanders, Cairne Bloodhoof, Black Knight, really good, 2 Guardian of Kings, 1 Ragnaros, and 1 Tirion Fordring. So a decent amount of late game, but really like the strength of the deck is in its removal, and that is really good against Handlock, and it's pretty good against like Gadgets and Auctioneer rogues, and it has enough burst damage that you can win the mid game. And if you win the mid game against Miracle Rogue, and you get enough damage into him, then you can finish him off with some of your late guys that he won't have removal for. So it's a pretty fun deck. I'll basically just go over all the cards and what I think of them and why I put them into the deck. So I put 2 qualities in. 2 qualities. I messed around without, like trying without the equalities, and basically I was just trying to structure the deck to be good against aggro, to be good against Zoo, and it's just impossible. I tried everything you can possibly think of to make this deck good against Zoo, and it's just to the point where it's okay for Zoo. You can get it to where it's a 50-50, maybe slightly in your advantage, by just making it massively early game, but then you just lose to things like Druid, which this deck is great against. This deck is really good against Control Druid, but you lose to Druid, you lose to Miracle really easily, you lose to Handlock, like game over, 100% you lose to Handlock. So basically the way I structured the deck is to hide from the Zoos. Don't play the deck if there's Zoos out there, but if there's no Zoos, which is pretty much what it was from rank 5 to Legendary, there was no Zoos, so I was all about this deck. So it's not great against aggro, but again, every other deck it's really good against. So the equalities are great against everything else. It punishes your opponent for overextending. Argent Protector, one of the best 2-drops. Not that you're going to drop it on turn 2, you're going to drop it later in the game to buff up some of your other guys and get really good trades, or get your own Blood Knight value out of that. So Argent Protector, really good for that. Faerie Dragon, I absolutely love this card. Extremely underestimated. Yes, I guess that's the correct word. A lot of people don't like this card. I don't know why. I think it's amazing in the current meta. You can't remove it. Things like Soulfire, things like Wrath, very popular removal spells, Backstab. If you think those are what make Miracle Rogue, that's what make Handlock so popular, the Mortal Coil and whatnot, the Soulfires, that's what makes those things so important, the swipes as well. So Faerie Dragon is an amazing 3/2 drop, one of the best in the current meta right now. So I absolutely love it. If you can get that in your hand with Argent Protector, you pretty much can win the game right there, just because that's like the wombo combo that you want. 1 Sword of Justice, not 2. 1 Sword of Justice, basically, you can try to mulligan and get your Sword of Justice in your hand. It's really nice to have, especially if you have the coin. Getting that out early, getting you into your turn 6, turn 7, is really strong. If you can buff your minions up from basically turn 3 to turn 7, I mean, that is humongous. Just having one of them, yeah, it makes it less consistent in your draws, but I think it floods the deck too much if you put 2 in. It gets too clunky, so 1 is perfect for me, especially when you're running 2 Truesilver Champions, and of course your Tirion Fordring. It can kind of have like negative value in a sense, so just 1 has been the perfect amount. I wouldn't take out 1. I love it. I love the card. I think it's great. 2 Aldor Peacekeepers. Really good card. I would definitely not run any kind of Control Paladin without it. Even a Rush Paladin you pretty much want this card in your deck. It's really good. You can combo it with the Stampeding Kodo. You can just use it to change enemies' attack to 1. It's really strong. Big Game Hunter, again, it's not good. It's not great against Druid, but it is really good against Miracle. Getting that Van Cleef, or just getting something that is buffed up with the with that one rogue ability that I'm forgetting right now, Cold Blood. There we go. Yeah, buffing it up with Cold Blood. So Big Game Hunter definitely has its targets, and obviously it's amazing against Handlock. It can win you games against Handlock, so definitely a great card. Blood Knight, again, really good synergy with your own card, with your Argent Protector, but amazing synergy against a lot of Druids are running Sunwalker now, or they're running like an Argent Squire variant, or obviously it's good against Zoo, but yeah, we're not really doing that for Zoo. So it's just an overall good card. I would definitely run it just because of your own Argent Protector, but there's definitely a lot of Divine Shields out there, especially with Paladin. Like, if this deck becomes popular, you're going to see a lot more of that, and you might actually want to put in 2 Blood Knights if you're running into a lot of Paladins. 2 Harvest Golems, probably, even though it's not a Paladin card, it's like the best card that you can have in a Paladin deck. Really strong card. I love that card. Just solid, durable, has a death rattle. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory why that card is so good. 2 Truesilver Champions. Again, that's very obvious. 2 Truesilver Champions. Just really strong. Just one of the best weapons in the game. It's really good. Use that every game, pretty much. 2 Yetis, just another great minion. 4/5. It's pretty much known why that minion is so great. Love it in this deck. Like, a lot of people don't want to run it because your 4s are usually so clogged up. But that's something about this deck that's different about most, and I'll kind of explain that in a second. And then 1 Twilight Drake is just the perfect amount. I've tried with 2. Gets a little too clunky in the 4 slot. If you notice, my mana curve is like pretty balanced, and I really want the 4 drops to be clear for the Yetis, and just 1 Twilight Drake is just perfect. Just the perfect amount. If you can get that in your hand in the early game, that's pretty good. Especially if you draw into it like right on turn 4, that's like always the best. But if you notice something, obviously I'm not running Hammer of Wrath, first of all, which may not be that surprising. A lot of people don't run it. I don't like that card that much. I think it's like negative value, using 4 mana to deal 3 damage and draw a card. Yeah, you're drawing the card, but a lot of times not getting the field presence out on turn 4, sacrificing the field presence is going to cost you the game. So that's no good. Consecration, that's probably the biggest one that I get the most questions about, or I will get the most questions about after I show this video, is like, how could you not run Consecration? It's so good. It's so good with equality. It's so good with against everything. That is because I'm telling you guys, this deck will not beat it will not beat Zoo, and it will not beat aggro. And putting in the Consecrations is not good against Miracle Rogue. They don't play any minions. Like, yeah, it's okay if you equality Consecrate to get rid of Gadgets in or something like that. It's okay for that, but you have other removals for that to get rid of the stealth Gadgets in. Like, it's not that important. You don't want to run that card just for that. It's really, like, the only reason you'd want to run the Consecrate is for the equality in this deck. And I just have found it to be very useless in most of my games. It's only good if I have the equality and the Consecrate, and that's relying on 2 different cards together. A lot of times you're just going to want to use the equality and trade one of your 1/1s or one of your minions into that minion anyways. So the Consecrate has been extremely useless. It's really good against Zoo, or actually, you know what? It's not even that good against Zoo. Like, even when you put it against Zoo, a lot of Zoos have they run Harvest Golems now. They run a very balanced mana curve, and a lot of their minions aren't susceptible to that 2 damage rain. They have guys that buff up health. They have Voidwalker with 3 health. So I've tried Consecrate, guys. I really have. So, like, it's not that I haven't tried it. I've tried it in every single deck. This is the first time with this deck or not the first time with the deck, but the first time that I've tried without it with this specific deck. Like, all my old Paladin control decks obviously ran two Consecrates, and it was good. It was good, but people have learned to play around it, so that's another reason why you're not going to run it. Plays around the meta that just assumes that you have Consecrate, so that's why I'm not running it. You should try running without it. I know a lot of you are like already thinking, okay, I'm going to take out this card and this card to put in those double Consecrates because I got to have my Consecrates. But I'm telling you, try it without it. You might really enjoy it. I know I do. It's usually a dead card in my hand. So 2 Azure Drakes, really good card. Flavor of the month. Azure Drake is run in every single deck now. Stampeding Kodo, really good card. Takes out those Harvest Golems. Really combos well with the Aldor Peacekeeper. I'm only running 1 because you're not going to want to backlog your hand too much in the 5 slot. Moving on to the 6 slot, 1 Avenging Wrath. Some people want to run 2. I think 1 is the perfect amount. Makes it so it doesn't clog up your hand, basically. Just a really strong mana curve to just have one, and it's 8 damage to clear a field, 8 damage to right to their face. It's just a really balanced card. I like it a lot. Or I don't know if it's balanced actually, but it's a really good card. Make sure you have at least one in your Paladin deck here. 2 Argent Commanders. This card is absolutely amazing against Azure Drake, which every deck runs. Basically, they Azure Drake, the next turn you Argent Commander it, and you get maximum value out of your Argent Commander. Or it just gives you enough damage to go right to the face and kind of pump out the damage in the mid game, which is really strong. 1 Bloodhoof, really good card in Paladin. Probably the best 6-drop that you can have. You can swap Cairne out with a few other 6-drops like Sylvanas, and maybe a couple others that aren't in this like 6 slot like Ysera or something like that. You can kind of go a little more late game, but I really like Bloodhoof. If you can get him out on a turn 6 with a clear board, then that's going to give you a huge advantage because he's just a really durable minion. 1 Black Knight, absolutely love the card. Basically can win you games just like the Big Game Hunter against Handlock. Very important to have this. Really good against Druid as well, which is becoming increasingly popular, of course. So, and then 2 Guardian of Kings. I love this card. 5/6, guys. That's a really good stat. It's not weak to anything like Big Game Hunter. It's not weak to Soul Fires. It's not weak to anything like that. Like Soul Fire, like Azure Drake is really weak to that. It's weak to Argent Commander as well. But yeah, Guardian of Kings, really good stats. That 6 health can be important in the late game, especially if you're getting low. It's a really good late game card. I love it. Ragnaros, really good card. It's kind of old school to run a Ragnaros. Not many people are running it anymore. It is susceptible to Big Game Hunter, of course, but doing 8 damage to the face, trying to get that finisher is very important in Paladin, and it can be hard in Paladin, and that's why you run your Ragnaros. You got to make sure that you're using this correctly, not just throwing it out on turn 8. You want to make sure that they've used premium removal to on your other stuff, maybe even your Tirion Fordring, but Ragnaros, really good card. I would definitely suggest not taking that out. Tirion Fordring, obviously, is the best Paladin card, so there's not much else to say about that. The thing that's really good about the Tirion Fordring is most of my games, the hard removal has been used on stuff like Cairne, or Black Knight, or Yetis, or Azure Drakes, or you know, maybe your Argent Commanders. And so when your Tirion comes into play, when your Ragnaros comes into play, you're able to keep those minions on the field and really do some damage with them, which has been hard in other Paladin decks. But I think the way that this tempo, the deck tempos out, it's just really hard for your opponent to stay ahead on the board. So it's so that's the deck, guys. That's what we're running here. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll play some games for you guys and show you how I played. If not, you can just take the deck list and run with it. And I put the deck list in the comments below, obviously, so you guys can check that if you don't want to listen to me talk, which is fine. But, okay, so we'll go into the games, guys. Alright, let's see what we get. Shaman, okay. It's pretty 50-50 with Shaman. It's not great, not terrible, by any means. So, probably keep the Yeti in my hand. Actually, no, I'll get rid of the Yeti. I'll keep the Sword of Justice, though, especially since I have coin. Weapon on turn 2 is pretty powerful. Wow, okay. Scaling a little bit too high for my liking. Maybe I draw something here, though. Argent Squire. Nope. Okay. Just go ahead and pass here. Big Game Hunter kind of useless against Shaman. Unless you can get like some combo with their Flamesun Totem and their Fire Elemental. That's like the only way you can get it up there. I guess I'll go ahead and coin out the weapon. I'll also kill it as his totem. A lot of people don't do that with the weapon. I don't mind. Like, it's okay to use it a charge that way. Even if he would have summoned an O2 totem, I would have still put on the Sword of Justice. I just obviously wouldn't have attacked. Probably Big Game Hunter here. Could Peacekeeper. Yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and Peacekeeper it, because it doesn't have any good targets anyways in this matchup. Except Fire Elemental, but it's kind of much later in the game. He only has 2 mana this turn, so always gonna let you get that. Does he have Silence or something? Oh no, okay. guess he's just gonna kill it. So he just traded his totem, which is okay for me. Should I say a 4-7 or a 4-6? Oh no, a 5-7. Okay, that's right. Perfect. Pretty good target. So he might, though obviously it's really bad against Silent Shot. Or not Silent Shot, Urshock. There we go. Okay. Probably just go ahead and Azure Drake here. Again, you can kind of see, like, if you can get this Sword of Justice out early, it's like a ton of pressure. One of them is like the perfect amount, because by the like this was how you want the Sword of Justice to be run. Basically, you get it on early, you make it have an impact, and then you go from there. Interesting. I'm surprised he did that. Okay. Kind of sad now. Might just charge it. It's not a Peacekeeper it basically, but I don't think it's worth it to Peacekeeper it. I'm just gonna charge it. But like yeah, like I was saying with Sword of Justice, that's basically how you want it to function. Like putting on a Sword of Justice on turn 7 wouldn't really be that helpful. It'd be nice, but it wouldn't be great.
The light protects me.
Okay. Should I go for the maximum? Should I go for the maximum Argent Protector here? No, I don't think I can. I mean, I could technically. I could summon a 1/1, buff it up with Divine Shield, and then Blood Knight my guy for a crap ton. But I'm not gonna do that because I want to play Aldor Peacekeeper here.
Glory to the
Yeah, I'll reduce this guy to 1. So again, you're just basically controlling the field until late game, and then hoping to push in for game, basically with some high amounts of damage with your late game build. So, he has 8 mana this turn. So this should be a pretty good turn for him. This will decide, honestly, like who wins the game right here. If he has an answer for this. He's already used 1 Hex, so that's really good for the Fordring. Guess he's just gonna go to the face here. I mean, he could clear my stuff, or some of it, anyways. Really? See, I'm surprised he did that. Okay, interesting. Not that it was a terrible play or anything, but wow. So all the targets have a good Kodo target here. Let me think. Well, I'm probably not going to use my 6/6 to attack this turn. Or am I? Could Kodo... See, Kodo would be good if it doesn't hit this target. Basically, me attacking this makes it where Kodo doesn't hit it, but it's pretty much the same thing as this attacking. So I'm just going to Kodo here. And then probably Argent Protector. And get in another good trade. Okay, good. That's fine. So it was pretty much the same thing as me hitting the me hitting the 2/2 anyways with the 6/6, because that's what I ended up doing. But maybe if this would have hit like the Argent, the Defender of Argus, there we go. I maybe would have changed up my play, but it might have been the same thing. So again, this is like how you want the deck to run. Scale it pretty well into your late game. He's already used 1 Hex, so you want to keep track of the removal that your opponent has. Like, that's the biggest removal he has against Tirion Fordring, so he's going to use his weapon to kill this. So pretty good turn for him. But he is using a lot of his cards, and I do have a little bit of card draw left. So that's always good. Okay. I think I'll use Azure Drake here. Actually, since I drew this, I'll go ahead and play the Guardian of Kings. Spending your mana efficiently is pretty important. Like, if I just send out the Azure Drake now, my only other play is basically get a guy or use Big Game Hunter, unless I draw into something. But counting on drawing into something when you have a different play in your hand is not always wise. So that's why I chose to do that. Looks like Flametone Totem. Nope. Oh, okay. It is the Mana Tide Totem. Okay, so I'm really hoping that my Avenging Wrath can hit this twice or this 3 times. Which is actually somewhat likely. Make sure that's what I want to do. Yep, and then I'll drop Yeti as well with it. So, okay, either this twice or this 3 times. One more time there. Okay, nice. It ended up working out. It's actually the best situation, actually, now that I think about it. This didn't hit his face 1 time. That's really strange. It's really weird. I just wanted to kill the Stoneclaw Totem. That would have been fine for me. Oh boy. Oh gosh. I'll clear both my guys here. Oh, what? Why didn't he? Oh, he didn't want to clear it. That's strange. It's really weird. It's time for the big guy. Instead of using my Faerie Dragon here, I'm actually going to go ahead and get a guy. Just because, like, now that we're reaching the late game, you really want to take use of that Reinforce. Like, it's actually a really good hero power late game. Being able to guarantee a 1/1 guy, like, it's pretty good. So. As it looks like a Hex. Don't Hex me. No, not Hex. Okay, good. It's really good. Alright, Flame Time Totem. So I can get some value. No! I can't get any value out of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw. Okay, so just the Yeti. Okay, so obviously I'm gonna have to do this. Let me think. Yeah, I think it's okay for me to overextend with a lot of my big guys here. Just instead of like playing Faerie Dragon and get a guy or 2 Faerie Dragons, I like the Yeti play here better because it's better against this. I knew he had 1 more Lightning Storm. So. Okay, so this will trade with that, and then I'll have a big guy, a big weapon, which is nice. Defender of Argus. Okay. Trade that. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm glad I drew that. Question is, do I want to use it? Yeah, I think I do, because he's already used 2 Lightning Storms now, and so he might have trouble. And 2 Lightning Bolts, I believe, too, so we might have trouble killing these targets. So yeah, it doesn't matter how I do this. Remember to get a guy. I'll go ahead and use my Golden Faerie Dragon. It's more intimidating than to the face. And I want to mention something, like that decision for me not to go Azure Drake that 1 turn and bring out the Guardian, that might have won me the game, honestly, because it put out more pressure and I was able to clear his Taunter guy. His big guy. Yeah, exactly. Instead of like just playing the Azure Drake and then maybe not having an answer for it. I can't remember what I drew, but it's important to remember that. I think I played a 1/1 guy instead of my Divine Shield. So, yeah, I'll get rid of this stuff. Okay. Okay, really looking for those Faerie Dragons, and I mean, obviously Harvest Golem is great to have, and I always keep that, but oh wow, it's Watcher Druid. It's different. Probably a little better against my deck. I'll play a 1/1 here, instead of using my coin to get the Harvest Golem, just because I don't have a turn 3 play. Good chance I'll be equalitying very early in this game. Oh, Harvest Golem, okay. Probably get my own Harvest Golem here. Till the face. If I would have drawn my Truesilver Champion, I might have weaponed this guy. Traded my 1/1. So you can see in the couple games that we've played so far, Consecration really hasn't been very useful. If I would have had it. Probably coin out an Azure Drake here. Seems like the right play to make, especially since I have 2 of them. Oh man. So good against Keeper though, or so bad against Keeper. I'm actually gonna choose to coin out the Azure Drake instead of playing Twilight Drake. Got my Kodo. I love to have my Kodo in my hand, especially when I have Peacekeeper. It's so fun. It's like the ultimate removal. Oh, that's a Ancient of Lore probably. Yep. Not a bad play. Really, he's gonna kill that. He must have Innervate Wrath or something. Yeah, Innervate Wrath probably. Oh no, it wasn't an Innervate Wrath. I have no idea why he did that. So this will kill that. I think I'll actually Kodo here. It's hard to find the target for Kodo against this, unless I have Peacekeeper, which I don't have in my hand. 3/5 is not a great target, obviously, against a 5/5, but neither is my Azure Drake. See, he did have the Keeper, so my Twilight Drake the turn before would have been really bad. Probably Azure Drake this turn. Or Twilight Drake, I mean. Just so it spends my mana correctly. getting a guy is pretty important when I have equality here.
Reporting for duty.
Like, Equality Consecrate is obviously a good combo, but that is the only reason you would want it, and that relies on having both cards in your hand, which can obviously be very hard to accomplish. We're not in a bad spot. Not a great spot, but not in a bad spot by any means. She's gonna go right to my face here, which is okay. I'll probably kill the Azure Drake over the 5-2. Probably play my Guardian as well, unless I draw something different. That makes it a little different. Could Azure Drake Protector that. It's not a bad play either way. I think I'll actually... Gosh, getting rid of the Twilight Drake, the one spell power, is very important. That's why you run Argent Commander, it's so important in this deck. I like both plays, I really do. I guess I'll go with the Argent Protector play. It's really close though. I could also trade the 4/4 first. I guess it really doesn't matter. If it gets silenced, it's going down to 1 health anyways. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. I hate that feeling. Feeling's the worst. So we do have our equality Avenging Wrath. Yeah. So I sneezed. Okay. So we used the Keeper already, so my Tirion Fordring is actually a little bit better. The question is, do I want to use that this turn? Oh. No, I actually don't, now that I drew the weapon.
For justice.
Just throw out this, throw out this. I'll actually clear the 2/2 here as well. Maximum value out of your cards. You have to do that as Paladin because you don't have great draw power. Your draw power basically relies on your Azure Drakes, and that's really it. So a lot of people ask me like, why aren't you running like besides the Consecrates obviously, but why aren't you running Hammer of Wrath? Really bad card in my opinion. It's not really good against anything in the current meta. It's good. It's okay against Zoo. I'll give you that. It's okay against Zoo. But basically 4 mana to deal 3 damage and then have no board presence, even with the draw power card. The way that Paladin class plays, it's more than likely not going to matter. That wasting your turn 4 on doing something like that is a really bad play. Like the reason why Truesilver Champion is such a better play is because it has 2 durability. If this only had 1 durability, it would be just as bad as the other one. Worse, actually. Wow, that's his second Keeper. So say hello to Tirion Fordring. More than likely. Not sure what that card could be. Innervate. Oh, so it's probably the Taunter. So come on, Black Knight.
Where shall I strike?
Okay, come on, Black Knight. Peacekeeper. Okay. Probably trade those 2. I know this doesn't spend my mana correctly, so that makes me consider not doing it. I have so much removal right now. I could equality, kill everything, but I just really want to get Tirion Fordring out there. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Tirion Fordring is just so good against Druid when they use both of their Keeper of the Groves. It's like against Paladin. This is why it's so important to know what you're playing against. I really can't stress that enough. He should have been saving his Peacekeepers for that. What did he use his Peacekeeper on? I honestly don't even remember. Oh, my Twilight Drake, that's right. Okay. Which is understandable. Using it on that makes sense. But you really, I mean, if you have another option to clear that Twilight Drake, you take that other option. Okay. See what he does here. Oh, so he's gonna break the, yeah, that's fine. I'll probably equality here. I have a few plays I can make, but, actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna equality yet. There's no real reason to. He could still struggle against killing this. I'm actually gonna go ahead and Peacekeeper his 4/5 here. To the face or that. So I clear that, it becomes a 4-5 again. So I think this is a better play. Some of you may have equality Avenging Wrath, which wouldn't have been a bad play by any means. It basically just gives them a 4-5 on the field, then which you could clear with your 6-6 if you really wanted to. But this gives me more board presence and really goes for the game much earlier. And I'm really not worried about his Watchers. He doesn't have any Keeper Growth. So now this is like what I was waiting for. If he like, you cannot spam the field against Paladin because they just make you suffer. So he's gonna pass turn here, then just pretty much lose basically. Shouldn't have done that either, but okay. So this is game, but wow, actually, jeez, stop hitting his face. Okay, so we still got it though. Very easily, actually. So, against Paladin, you really can't spam the field because you're going to pay for it with equality. Like, he could have kept his board the same. Okay, I'll play one more. Man, it's like you lose one time and you lose 20 ranks in Legend. It's pretty sad. You win one, you get like 10. You lose one, you get like minus 20. Depending on what you're playing, obviously, what kind of rank you're playing. If you're playing someone else that's not Legend, that's like rank 1, rank 2, then you're gonna lose a lot, which sucks. Because there's not that many people in Legend right now. The season is too early. I don't know how many people are in Legend, but if I had to guess, I don't know, I'd say 300 maybe in NA. But that's just a wild guess. I honestly have no clue how many people are. But 300 out of all the Hearthstone players is a low number. Especially when you consider they have to play at the same time. Okay, so again, it could be Zoo, but we're just gonna hope it's not. I'll get rid of those two. Keep the Harvest Golem, keep the Yeti, just because it's a good curve, and I have the coin, so that makes it slightly better. That is not what I wanted to see, though. Oh, Faerie Dragon, nice. Okay. I'm not going to coin it out because I don't have another turn 2 play. If I had Argent Protector, I would have had the nuts. Okay, so he's probably handlock. Almost guaranteed, actually. When he passed on his first turn, pretty much guaranteed that he's handlock. Okay, another Faerie Dragon. I'll actually coin out the Yeti here. Because I have so many turn 4 plays. I'm probably going to need this to clear Giant next turn. Even though I'm hoping he doesn't have Giant. Have Twilight Drake or something. Nah, he had Giant. Big game, Hana. That's cool. Okay, so the question is, do I clear it now or not? Could just go for the face here. This is kind of close. I guess I'll take it slow. I'll clear it. Protects me against some stuff that could happen. Protects me against like Shadow Flame. Or like Soulfire, I don't know. Protects you against a lot of stuff really, against handlock. Oh wow, another Giant. Jeez, probably, right? Oh no, okay. It's a nice good old target for my Truesilver Champion. Okay. So I'll be a little weak against yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna play a guy instead of using the other Faerie Dragon, because I'll be too weak against Hellfire. If I throw out the Faerie Dragon and he Hellfires here, then I'm gonna be very far behind. Faerie Dragon is like so good in the meta right now. I don't know why it's not played more, honestly. It's so good. I would play it in Zoo if I played a Zoo. Oh, there's the Hellfire. Okay, good. So I'm glad I didn't use the Faerie Dragon here. Probably just Argent Commander next turn. Although that'll bring him to 11. So I think I'd rather Peacekeeper here. Or I mean Azure Drake here. Even though it doesn't spend my mana correctly, it still sets me up for a better next turn. Instead of putting him at 11. I don't really have my answers yet for the Molten Giants. I mean, I have some answers, but none of them are great. Like Equality, Weapon. Okay. If he life taps, he really... Oh wait, no, he already had 10 cards in hand. I was gonna say he screwed up, but I guess he didn't.
Shields up.
Okay, I probably have to Equality that, which sucks big time. Oh wow! Oh, Beautiful, baby. That's why right there. That is why you run that card. It's so good. It's really good in the meta again. Like for a while here, I haven't been running it, but I had to throw it back in. Like, it's just, Black Knight is literally game changing. Like, if I didn't draw that card, I would have had to use Equality and Weapon to clear. Which isn't nearly as good. Oh, wow, really good play. Maximum value out of that Mortal Coil. Taking out my Azure Drake. Okay, so he's really close to dead, but it's probably something big coming. I really want to see, what do I want to see? It's not bad. Kills his 1/1, but it's really not that helpful. Okay, so how much damage can I do? I can do 8, 12 damage. So I almost have him dead, but not quite. Really close though. Could throw that out there, but it would probably just get Siphon Souled. Or would he have Siphon Souled that? It's close. I think I'll Azure Drake here and get the job. I think I'll kill the 1/1.
I'm invincible.
I could also be very close to dead as well. Which sucks, but I think it's better for me not to clear. For me not to hit him in the face this turn. Because if he goes down to 9, then he literally can win the game next turn. Considering I don't have my Avenging Wrath. Avenging Wrath is really important when he gets a late game. Oh wow, so I was right about the Siphon Soul. So if I would have played Firelord, that would have been really bad for me. Really good play to clear that. Okay. So I definitely don't have game now, obviously. So I'm probably going to play this, but it's pretty close. This will set me up for hopefully lethal next turn. I'm getting really low though. Give me 8, 11, yeah, so I definitely have lethal next turn, if he doesn't clear this, obviously. 3/5 is pretty hard to clear though. It's basically a Taz Dingo without taunt, so it's not weak to Black Knight. I would definitely run Black Knight in everything you play though. Okay, that's another taunter probably. Oh, a healer. So I don't have him dead this turn. And he taunted it up anyways. 4, 7. I don't think I can play Twilight Drake this turn. Well, 4, 7, so I'd have to throw everything into that to kill it. Which is what I'm gonna have to do probably. I could throw that into that. Throw this 4, 8, and throw those. So I could keep the. I mean, either way, it's going to be a 3/2 or it's going to be a 3/1. He's already used both Mortal Coils, so maybe taking 1 less damage by hitting the Earthen Rain instead of the Twilight Drake is a better play. So I can actually play the Twilight Drake this turn. I don't want to Equality. I mean, Equality clears the field, but. Well, jeez, I guess I could Equality. It's really close between the two. Really close. Yeah, I guess I have to Equality. Yeah, okay, I Equality. It sucks because I lose both my guys, but I become a little safer. But it doesn't mean I win by any means. So this will bring him down to 8, which is not a good number. So I'll do this. I'll bring him down to 12. That's a slightly better number. He's basically just waiting for the Leroy Jenkins. I mean, he could have some combo to kill me, I'm sure. A lot of handlocks don't run that. Siphon Soul again. Okay. It's a good thing I didn't throw out my rag there. Definitely not Equality. Weapon 5, 6. I can do 2. I think it's time for the Ragnaros. Could also Twilight Drake and then Argent Commander, which wouldn't be too bad. I guess I'll do that. Maybe slightly better. I could clear this instead of bringing him down to 9. So he's played 2 owls, I believe, right? He's at least played 1 on himself, and then he played the other owl on my Twilight Drake? Or did he not? No, never mind. I only have 1 Twilight Drake. I forget that. Okay, so both of those in there, or to the face. It's really close. It's just that I can clear this so easily. Like, I'm sure he's going to be able to taunt this up next turn. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and clear it now. Really close place here. Preferably, I would have wanted him dead already. Like, majority of your games against Handlock, you're already, if you're going to win, you already have him dead. A few turns ago, but... This guy's playing it kind of good, actually, because he hasn't overextended too much, where my equality could get massive value out of. Like, my equality kind of hurt me, in a way. It killed one of my own minions that wouldn't have died without it. It's really fun, though. Like, I love this deck, guys. Like, if you play it, like, it's really fun. Hellfire, okay. Probably a Molten Giant here. Well, he's in rag range, guys. Okay. So I can get him within a 50-50 of winning. I think it's time to go for that. Like, I mean, that's okay with me. It's the best I can do, though. It's a 50-50. And even if it does hit the 2-1, it's not the end of the world. Like, I still have a little more damage in my hand. I mean, I have a Cairne in my hand, so... Okay, cool. Got it. Right to the face. You never doubt your rag, guys. I'm sorry about that. You gotta trust your rag. Alright, well, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the deck. Let me know what kind of changes you would make to it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can change it, you can copy it, you can do whatever you want. I don't mind at all. Play it, see if you like it, and yeah, so Paladin Control, it's coming back, baby. I can feel it. Alright.